in ancient Rome, robe or a tunic, streets, everything's like gray and brown. Stone, lots of stone buildings. It's, yeah, it looks like a, has columns. It looks like a courthouse. Steps going up to it. I'm going to meet people, but I have people around me, like behind and on the side of me, carrying like a book.
Kind of book?
It's like a big book. I don't know if it's a philosophy book or a law book. I feel like I have to get there to prove a point or make a change. They're discussing something in the building, and what they're trying to do isn't right.
What who's trying to do?
The leaders, the politicians. It's all men. They're all, they're trying to do something, but it's not right. And I need to try to convince them to not do it.
Mm-hmm. And how will you go about doing this?
Trying to reason with them, but they don't want to listen to me. I'm an old man. They think that I'm past my time. They're not listening to the wisdom of those with experience and those with knowledge and those who study. They want war and control, and they think that we're silly with our ideas.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even want to listen. They're pretending to listen, but they've already made up their mind.
And who is coming with you?
There's a group of us. I don't know if they're my students or they're like my followers, I think I'm a philosopher.
Mm-hmm.
And they study with me.
What do they call you?
Master. They call me Master. I have knowledge not only of the books, but of the ancient ways.
Where did you get this knowledge?
I was born with some of it, and then some of it I learned through books. Somebody helped teach me when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it was my father. I think it was somebody else. So I do like divination, and I see the future, and I read to get knowledge that way too, but I really use my inner knowledge. But they won't listen. They're on a path to destruction and war and suffering. They think they know better. They're totally taken over by power and greed and evil. They have no use for the old ways. They think it's superstition and not powerful at all. They laugh at it. If I weren't so powerful, they would have me jailed and killed right now. Because I cause a disruption, I get people to question the authority, and they don't have any of that. They don't tolerate any of that. They only tolerate me because I'm well known and I have a following. But I'm not going to be able to stop them from doing what they want to do. I'm angry and sad and defeated because they won't listen.
So as you move forward, tell me what's happening.
They go to war. They conquer. They cause suffering.
Who do they go to war with?
Everybody that they can. They want everything. They want to dominate everything. Nothing's enough for them. No amount of riches, no amount of land, no amount of slaves are enough. They're feeding the beast that's beyond them. It's like a monster, an evil monster that can't be satisfied. They don't even know that they are puppets of the monster. They think it's them, but it's not. Everything they do feeds this darkness. All the war, all the suffering, all the slavery, all of the torture, all of the evil, it feeds that beast. I'm with my followers. We're in like a cave. We've moved away from the chaos of the society. We exist separate from it in the hills outside. We study and we pray and we try to keep the old ways alive, even though it doesn't seem to be making much of a difference right now. We know that we have to keep it alive. It will make a difference eventually. We know the ways of the ancient Egyptians. And we keep that knowledge and we use it, and we need to keep it alive. We try to minimize the damage being done by the men, the evil men. Mm-hmm. Through prayer, through meditation, through intention, through spells. But they'll keep pushing and going until they themselves die. And then new ones will come up to follow them. But we're marginalized. We're pushed and decide to go to the margins because we don't want to participate, and it would put us in danger to be there. They would kill us, and it would kill a part of us, our knowledge, our spirit, to be in the middle of that. It would taint corrupt us to be there. So we move outside and we create our own peace in the caves and in the outskirts as much as possible to keep ourselves free from the corruption and the suffering, and to keep the knowledge. It's important to keep the knowledge, because part of what they want to do is erase all of the good things, the white magic, the knowing, the lessons learned throughout history. They don't want that to go on. They just want what they're trying to create, which is war and chaos and slavery. But they themselves are slaves. They don't even get that. They have no idea. They think that they're the top of the food chain, but they're not. They're minions, puppets. And they're damning themselves by being used in this way. I'm getting older. I'm tired. I've taught many good people. They will continue on throughout the world and space, and we will just keep doing what we can do to hold the truth and the light and the old ways. I'm tired of seeing the war. I'm tired of seeing the ignorance. I feel like it will never end. It will always be a battle. I'm very old. I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore. It's time for me to go. I just decide that it's time for me to go. I have the choice. But there's no reason for me to stay in this body anymore in this time. I've done what I came to do. So I just decide that I don't want to be here anymore.
You can describe as you leave the physical body.
It's totally peaceful. I'm welcomed to the arms of Jesus. He's happy to see me and have me. He knows that there's much suffering where I was. So he cleanses my soul of all that I saw and experienced. Thanks me for my service of humanity. And just holds me and welcomes me back.
As you look back on that lifetime, what was the purpose of that lifetime?
You know, I've been doing this for a long time. Evil will co-opt men easily. They don't listen to reason. Staying in that vibration is not good for my soul and being energetically clear and separate is more effective and healthier, because staying in those places and trying to fight, scream, reason, they don't listen anyway. They already have been co-opted by something that is more in resonance with the human DNA, the human makeup. They respond to that more easily because that's more familiar with them. So when they hear things that are enlightened or goodly or godly, once they've been co-opted, it's very hard for them to get that.
Is there something they could have done differently to get them people to reason, to understand them?
No, it's so hard. Once they get to that point, it's like they're lathered keeps coming to mind. Like they're so primed and so, it's like rabid dogs. They've been infected, and once they get to that point, it's almost impossible to change that energy through reason or through words or through actions. We need to pray and energetically shift it from a higher dimension.
Can you tell us about those prayers? Are they any specific words?
Forgiveness first. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. First, we need to forgive them for allowing themselves to be co-opted, allowing themselves to be used by evil. They didn't start out that way. They get coerced, they get tricked, they get sucked in, and then it's too late. So to first forgive, and then to it's so hard, it's so deep. So we have to forgive them and try to protect the people that they're harming. And we do that through protective spells, through almost bubbling each person, picturing everybody protected by energy, so that the resonance of what they're saying and what they're doing can't get in to hypnotize the other people. But it's so deep. Humans have forgotten their God source. They think that they're animals, and so they act like animals. We have to remind them that they're God source, to turn that back on, and then they will not give away their sovereignty so easily. They won't resonate with the animalistic greed and tendencies of the evildoers, because they're very low vibration. Oh, I'm gonna throw up. It's so gross.
Do I have permission to speak to subconscious?
Yes.
Do I have permission to ask questions?
Mm-hmm.
I know the subconscious could have brought forth many different things for the seed today. You chose to bring forward a time when she was in Rome. Why did you pick that to show her today?
There's been evil on this planet for a long time, working through men. Specifically men. There were no women that he saw in that lifetime. Men hold the evil targets men more than women. Not that there aren't evil women, it's easier for the tentacles of the evil to get into men. And so it gives them power because they like the power. And it uses them. And they don't even know they're being used.
Is there anything else you want her to know about that lifetime?
That she's always working for good. She's always working to share knowledge. She's always has people who will listen and believe her. And she needs to share what she knows with others. And that her presence made a difference, even if it didn't seem like it. It was, what happened was necessary, but it was lessened by her being there in that lifetime. Things have to play out in certain ways, even if she doesn't understand them at the time. And that no effort is wasted when you're working for truth and light and good. You just keep doing that.
What is the best way for her to share what she knows with others?
She really needs to get out there. She doesn't want to. She can do it anyway. She can hold classes, she can have a channel, she can do a show, it doesn't matter what way she does it, she just needs to do it.
Will you help her with this?
Yes.